What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90. Today, it is time for the Week 28 Premier League predictions, and I want to give a massive shout out to R787B, who left their predictions on the previous video with some very good predictions in there. Southampton to win 2-0 in their rot to end, as he said. Burnley and Arsenal to draw 1-1, as well as West Ham beating Leeds 2-0, Chelsea beating Everton. It was just a very, very good week for them. I couldn't find a single person in the comments that predicted Manchester United to win the Man United derby, or the Manchester derby, as I should say, including myself. So that was a weird one. No one really expected it. But if you want your chance to be featured in the next episode, then please do leave your comments with your predictions down below. Now, there's no guarantee that you do get a feature. Some people say they had a really good pick and they didn't get picked. Obviously, I can only pick one comment per video, but please do get involved in the comments below. I also want to give a massive shout out to the guys over at OneFootball for sponsoring this channel and making everything possible. If you don't already know what OneFootball is, it is a free app available on iOS and Android, and it's got anything that you could possibly want when it comes to football, whether that's football related news, transfer news, live scores, injury updates. Everything is over there on a really clean and easy to use interface, and you can favorite your favorite teams and leagues so you don't miss any news that you would possibly want to hear. And as I said, it is free, so if you click the link in the description to download OneFootball for free, you are directly supporting me and the channel and these videos. So massive thank you, OneFootball, for sponsoring this video. And now, if we take a little look back at our week 27 predictions, it was pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie. I thought I was on for a really good tip when I said draw halftime, Arsenal full time. They were, of course, drawing at halftime, and then in the second half they absolutely peppered the Burnley goal, but it didn't happen. But we had Southampton to win, we had Wolves double chance and under 3.5 goals, Leicester to win 2-1, West Brom and Newcastle to draw 0-0, Chelsea to beat Everton and over 1.5 goals. There were some really good picks in the last week, so let's try and continue that form. Kicking it off, we have Newcastle up against Aston Villa, and I tell you what, if Newcastle weren't already, they will be now, looking over their shoulder at Fulham, thinking that they're in a little bit of trouble. I don't see Newcastle actually winning this game. I think Aston Villa, although they might still be without Jack Grealish, they have just been performing better throughout this entire season, really, and Newcastle are on not the best run of form. So I'm going to go for an away win. I think it's going to be low scoring because Aston Villa's defence, Martinez in goal in particular, they've been very, very good and very, very solid, and Newcastle aren't typically the team to score a lot of goals. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 away win to Aston Villa, and my tip is under 2.5 goals at 1.8. Now, the next game, it's Leeds up against Chelsea. Leeds beaten by West Ham 2-0, and Chelsea beating Everton 2-0. I only see this going one way, even though it's away from home. The Thomas Tuchel effect is in full force, full effect, and I do think Chelsea are going to win this one and beat Leeds. I was considering giving Leeds a goal, but given that they were unable to score against West Ham and, stop them getting their clean sheet, I'm going to go for the same exact loss for Leeds here, a 2-0 win to Chelsea, and my tip is going to be Chelsea to win with a fairly decent value, in my opinion, of 1.72. Now, the next fixture, it is Crystal Palace up against West Brom. This was a little bit of a tricky one. I initially looked at this and thought possibly 0-0, 1-1, but Crystal Palace have a very good record recently, most definitely, against West Brom, so I'm going to give them a home win. West Brom are struggling. West Brom are pretty much nailed on for relegation at this point, so I'm going to go for a 1-0 win to Crystal Palace, and my tip is going to be Palace draw no bet at 1.53. Now, the next fixture, it is Everton up against Burnley. Everton coming off of a loss. Burnley, you could argue, fortunate enough to get a point against Arsenal with the it was almost an own goal that Burnley scored. You know, Granit Xhaka trying to clear it across goal and just kicking it into the Burnley striker straight into the net, and then Arsenal failing to get a goal in the second half, failing to get the penalty that I think was a penalty in my opinion. But Everton, they were beaten soundly by a Chelsea team who are in very, very good form. I expect them to bounce back, but not convincingly. I think it'll be low scoring. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Everton win, but in case Burnley do pull off another 1-1 draw, my tip is going to be Everton double chance and under 3.5 goals at 1.53 again. Now, the next fixture, it is Fulham up against Manchester City. Whilst Fulham, they must be feeling it right now. They must be feeling that they can perhaps survive relegation and stay in the Premier League after beating Liverpool, but I don't see them beating Manchester City here. Man City will want to bounce back from beating Man United, and at the time recording this, they do play Southampton tonight, which I'm also predicting that they win 3-1. I'm going to go for a 3-1 away win to Manchester City here, and my tip is going to be Man City half-time, Man City full-time. If you look at the recent fixtures between Man City and Fulham, the last 6, Fulham haven't scored a goal, and Man City have won by at least 2 or more goals in every single fixture, keeping that clean sheet. I do think Fulham will have... I think Fulham will be able to score because of the confidence they would have gained from that Liverpool game. They'll feel like they can beat anyone, but they won't be able to beat Manchester City. Now, the next game, it's Southampton up against Brighton. Brighton, they are weirdly in a little bit of a relegation battle. They're not, they're not safe because even though they've been playing decent football, as we keep saying, they cannot seem to get a string of results together. They can't seem to pick up the points that they require. So I think this is going to be a very exciting game. I'm actually going to go for a high-scoring game. Southampton have goals in them. Brighton, when things go right, do have goals in them. But neither of them are on, fantastic form. I was tempted to go for a Southampton win, but they haven't been amazing lately. So I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. But my tip is going to be both teams to score at 1.95. I think that value is very, very good considering how likely I perceive it to be. Now, the next fixture, it's Leicester up against Sheffield United. Sheffield United beaten by Southampton, the team to break Southampton's very poor run of form. And Leicester, I do think they are going to win this game. They had a bit of a shock going behind against Brighton, but came back with a 2-1 win, as I predicted. And I think Leicester are going to have enough to beat this fairly weak Sheffield United side comfortably enough. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Leicester, and my tip will be Leicester win and over 1.5 goals at 1.8. I'm hoping it's not too low scoring like 1-0 or anything like that, but I'm going to go for that. Now, next up, it's the North London derby. Arsenal up against Tottenham. Tottenham, they're on a little bit of a resurgence lately. Gareth Bale is starting to play very well. Harry Kane continuing to do what Harry Kane does. And Arsenal, I think, had we perhaps predicted this game a couple of weeks ago when Tottenham weren't looking as good and Arsenal were looking a bit better, I might have predicted an Arsenal win, but I can't separate the two teams here. I think playing at the Emirates does give Arsenal an edge. They had a good away run for sure, but I do think Arsenal at home are a good team. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, but my tip is going to be both teams to score at 1.7. Now, the next game, a very exciting fixture for the top 4 race. It's Man United up against West Ham, and I contemplated every result. I contemplated a 1-1 draw, a 2-1 West Ham win, or a 2-1 Man United win. And given that Man United, they won the Manchester derby, West Ham did beat Leeds, but Man United have a decent recent record against West Ham, especially at Old Trafford. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Manchester United, but my tip is going to be Man United double chance and both teams to score. I think a team like West Ham, in the form that they are in, like they did against Manchester City not too long ago, they will be able to score a goal against United, but I don't see West Ham getting the win. So Man United double chance of both teams to score at 2.10 is pretty cracking value. Now, next game and the final game of the week is Wolves up against Liverpool. I do think Liverpool should win this game, but how can you back them after the string of results they've put in? At the time of recording, they are also playing in the Champions League against RB Leipzig. Wolves, they managed to get a draw with Aston Villa, but it was a weakened Aston Villa, so perhaps you'd expect Wolves to do a little bit better. I think Liverpool should win this game, but I'm erring on the side of caution, so my score prediction, it's going to be... You know what? I'm going to change it. I was going to say 1-1, a 1-1 draw, but I'm going to change it. I really, really do think Liverpool should win this. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Liverpool, but in case it is 1-1, a simple tip with fairly low value, Liverpool double chance and over 1.5 goals at 1.53. So that is going to do it for my Premier League predictions for the week 28. If you did enjoy this video, please do drop a like on it. Leave your comments down in the predictions. Leave your predictions down in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. But that is going to do it from me, and I will see you in the next video very soon.